attendees right on the call with us this evening. We're super excited to have you all on the call. Wow, it's about to be a great time. It's about to be a great time, and I hope we all had a great day from your end, depending on where you're joining us from. Good evening once again. Good evening once again. Welcome to today's webinar on networking um, your way into the cloud. Welcome. Okay, so before we get started, am I seeing a hand raised? All right, before we get started, we'd just like you to introduce yourself to us. Tell us where you are joining us from. Tell us where you're joining us from and one expectation, one thing you're looking to take out from today's webinar. One thing you're looking to take out from today's webinar. And I believe that we have joined this call because, of course, you've seen our communications, whether on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and Instagram, right? I believe that you've seen our communication, so you all know what we are doing here. All right, but we don't want to assume as well. We don't want to assume. So we'd just like you to introduce yourself to us briefly. I believe you can all hear me. Someone hand is raised. I don't know why. I believe you can all hear me. So please ensure that you introduce yourself in the chat box. Let's get to hear from you. Let's get to know where you're joining us from. And please, would like you to invite your friends, get your colleagues on the call as well. So please do well to use the link in the chat box to invite your friends, your network, because of course it's a networking webinar. It's a webinar where you get to know how you can begin to network going forward as a tech professional, cloud professional, or cloud enthusiast, depending on where you are in your cloud journey. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. So please ensure that you introduce yourself. Let's know where. Let's have a feel of where you are joining us from. It could be from Canada. Just tell us your name, your location, and your expectation. We want to hear from you. If someone says, "I am Mayowa from Cambridge," currently job hunting and looking to see how this could be a pathway for me, amazing. Well, at the right place, Mayowa. You're at the right place, and we're so glad to have you on the call. Okay, Eric says it's joining from Nigeria. I'm here to see how to connect myself to DevOps job. I'm currently learning AWS GCP. Amazing. That's good to know. So you have a tech experience. You have a background in tech. That's really good, Eric. Ibrahim says, my name is Ibrahim. I'm joining from Manchester. Okay, Ibrahim, what's your expectation? Are you looking to transition into tech, or are you in tech already? So you can let us know as well. This is Michael from Nigeria. I'm excited to join for a boost to the cloud journey with a gainful connection. That's amazing. Good. Please keep them coming in. Of course, we have our guest speakers on the call this evening, and these are people who are doing the talk. They are walking the talk. They are not just people who are here to share big things with you on the call today. If you go on their LinkedIn page, LinkedIn profile, you will get to see what we are talking about. So please ensure that you stay till the end of today's webinar, right? You're going to be getting a lot of insight from today's webinar, and we don't want you to miss out. So please do well to stay till the end of today's webinar. And if you have any question before we get into it, if you have any question, there's going to be a link that is posted in the chat box. So please use that link to drop in your question so we don't get to miss out on any of your questions. So the link has already been posted into the chat box already. So please kindly drop in your question via that link. Just click on it. It's going to take you straight to the web where you're going to drop in your question. Whatever question that you may have during the course of the webinar, please ensure that you just drop it in there. Okay, so Ibrahim says he's joining from Nigeria. He's yet to know where to start as cloud security. That's great. Ibrahim, you're at the right place, and we have the right people who are going to be guiding you through that. This evening, Ayomide says, I'm joining from Nigeria. I'm into digital analysis. Awesome. Ayomide, great to have you on the call. Victor from Lagos, SOC analyst, wants to know more about cloud security. That's good. Welcome. It's amazing to have you all on the call. And without further ado, because we do not intend to keep you waiting. You all have made a commitment to show up already, and so um, we don't want to keep you waiting for that. But please ensure that you still get your friends on board. The link has been pasted in the chat box as well, so please ensure that you get them to join the call. I'm just going to be going ahead to introducing our guest speakers for today. So yes, so I'm going to be starting with our first guest speaker tonight, who is Olushola. Olushola is a solutions architect at Amazon Web Services, working with small and medium businesses, that's SMBs, to leverage the full potential of the cloud. As a dedicated and customer-focused professional, his primary goal is to provide technical guidance and support to help SMBs successfully build and optimize their workloads on AWS. With a strong foundation in AWS services and a deep understanding of the AWS well-architected framework, he collaborates closely with SMB clients to develop scalable, reliable, secure, and cost-effective solutions tailored to their specific needs, whether it's designing cloud architectures, optimizing performance, or enhancing security measurement. He ensures that each customer's journey aligns seamlessly with industry best practices and AWS cutting-edge technology. As a generalist solutions architect, Olushola possesses a holistic understanding of the AWS services portfolio and keep up to date with the latest cloud trends and advancements. He leverages his knowledge to craft comprehensive strategies that drive innovation, accelerate business growth, and deliver maximum value to SMB's customer. And I have to add this, that Olushola as well is also one of the leading voices that you'll find on LinkedIn talking about cloud. He's an advocate of the cloud services from AWS. Okay, so good to have you on the call, Olushola. We are so excited to have you on the call. And without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce our very own CEO, founder, and cloud DevOps professional as well, Gbemisola Ojo. She is a cloud DevOps manager, vast experience managing cloud infrastructures in AWS, automating software development process using continuous integration, continuous development pipeline. She is a certified AWS Solutions Architect Associate. Her strong passion for technology and appetite for lifelong learning drove our transition from mechanical engineering to technology. She developed programming skills independently and continues to gain new sets of skills through practical projects, constantly expanding her capacity in the IT industry. She is well known for her excellent delivery, drive, tenacity, analytical mind, and ability to effectively work in the team, leveraging people's strength. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, without further ado, I have the honor of bringing or passing the mic to Olushola to take over from here, and then Gbemi also will be stepping in. Over to you, Olushola.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear and see me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you so much. How is everyone doing? I will try to share my screen now. Thank you. Thank you. While I share my screen, can we put in the chat, how has this week been for you? Just maybe one word or from 1 to 10. How has the week been? I know it's Friday. We're trying to get into the weekend mode. Okay. How's the week been? I'm not sure I've seen anything in the chat yet. Busy. Demanding, right. Okay. Okay, let me go back to the chat. You should all now. Awesome. Okay, amazing, cool. Yeah, it's been it's been a great for me as well. I mean, just things happening in the world has been a bit not encouraging, but yeah, thank God it's Friday, like we usually say, and then we can go into the weekend to unwind. Great. Okay. You should all be able to see my screen now, I believe. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. And if please feel free to send me a message on how long I have so that I can keep an eye out to my timer. And maybe when I have like 5 or 10 minutes left, you can just, and it doesn't look like I'm stopping soon, you can just give me a nudge as well. So good evening, everyone. If you're joining for the first time, my name is Olushola Oladipupo, and I'm a solutions architect, as Ife mentioned, and I work with AWS, Amazon Web Services. And if this is not your first time attending any of Cloudboosta's webinar, or maybe you've been a member of Cloudboosta for some time, you'd know that we've had at least one session on networking into, oh, I just saw that I made a mistake on my slide. Networking into your cloud career, not you cloud career. So let's take note of that. So I think back in February we had a session on networking into your cloud career, the LinkedIn playbook, and this is basically just like a let's say a continuation, but we are going to do it in a different way because I think then it was like an office hour session. We took some questions. But today I will go through some slides, and then if there is time, I will share my screen and actually go into LinkedIn and probably show my profile or share one or two things. Um, if there's no time, then I will, depending on the time I'm giving, I will probably just go through the slides, but I promise you that you'll be able to at least take something away from the slide. And the focus for this evening, in the next hour or thereabouts. Okay, great. Nice to have you here, Jane. Thanks for joining. So focus for the next hour is basically we're going to look at networking. I know that some of you probably this is your first time coming across Cloud Booster. You're new to tech or you're new to cloud. That's absolutely fine. And I want to tell you that everyone needs networking. Every one of us needs to network, no matter our career, actually. So this is a very important session. And then we're going to talk about how can you build and position your cloud network and how can you leverage things like mentorship or network sponsorship and events. And also, I'm going to give you like 30-day, let's say, quick win or low-hanging fruits that you can easily get started on. And yeah, that's it for today. I'll be using LinkedIn as the main example, just FYI, because LinkedIn is what I'm used to. LinkedIn is the number one professional platform in terms of networking, especially online networking. And then, of course, we'll talk about maybe when you're in an event or when you're in a room as well, how can you network and how can you um, get hold of places like that as well. Great. And before we get started, if there's anyone in your circle at all, maybe a friend, maybe a colleague, an enemy, a family member, anyone in your circle that you think would really benefit from this session, please share it on your WhatsApp status, send it to them directly to say, I'm going to be learning about networking for the next 30 minutes thereabout. If you're free, join in. If not, then hopefully it's on Cloud Booster's YouTube channel and then you can catch up on it. So having said that, let's just get on. Right. So I wanted to start this way to just make us understand one of the reasons why we need to we need to network really. And because I know that these days, so many people are looking for jobs, especially if you are in the UK like myself. There's a lot of immigration changes going on in the UK, and a lot of people are looking for example, COS, certificates of sponsorship, to be able to stay back. And because of that, there's a lot of people that are applying, that are trying to at least get into organizations and all. If you're in a country like Nigeria as well, there's so many things going on in the country, and people are just trying to at least let me make sure I'm earning. Of course, I'm in a job, and of course, one of the things you do when applying for is to just apply or maybe just send DMs to people and all of that. But today, we're just going to paint a mental model and a mental picture for you to be able to achieve the same goal, but you use the strategy or the key of networking. And one of the reasons is because when you network with people and they know you and they refer you, for example, referrals have been proven to give like 13% higher rates. And cold applications, you just going on a company's website and applying has been proven to give just about 1 to 2% higher rates. And this is true because I think a few weeks ago, I have a friend who is a recruiter in my organization, and then we were just chatting, and I asked that, okay, does referral actually really make any difference? And she said yes, that it does get highlighted to the hiring manager or the recruiter if someone is referred. But one of the ways for you to learn most of these referrals is through networking. I've had people on LinkedIn, of course, people that have networked well with me that we've had a chat. They've probably engaged on my post, or we've had a call. It was very easy to refer them to Amazon, for example, which is where I work, because we've had a relationship, we've had a chat. So this is one of the powers of networking. So networking definitely opens doors that your resumes can't. And I mean, you've had stories of people that they didn't even have to do any major interviews or excuse me, or send their CV, for example. They just networked with people, they just got access through someone, and that just really just opened the door for them. So referrals definitely will get you noticed faster, and companies are increasingly prioritizing things like that. So networking isn't cheating, it's just you showing up where opportunities are created. Now, how can you then move from randomly maybe just adding people on LinkedIn, for example, which is our primary case study, to real relationships? Now, one of the things that you should do is for you to personalize your connection request, for you to be specific, and for you to have a mindset of giving to people first. And what does this mean, right? Now, LinkedIn has a button that says connect. But when you click on that button, especially on the desktop or on your PC, it will tell you to add a personal note. Now, that is LinkedIn giving you the opportunity to personalize your connection request. Let's say, for example, I want to connect with Gbemisola Joe now. One of our awesome leaders at Cloudboosta. Now, when you go to our profile, I know this because I was on our LinkedIn profile yesterday when I was preparing for this session. Now, when you go to our LinkedIn profile, the first post you see there is a recent meeting or event she went to with Accenture. You see that as the first post. So I could personalize my connection request to her that way, to say that, okay, you know what? Hi, Gbemi, it was great to see you at this event. How was the event? It looks like a major, event and all of that. And then just seeing that, you probably know that, okay, this person is probably on my WhatsApp status, or the person has probably looked through my LinkedIn. So personalized request really gets people to look at it. And then you being specific that, oh, I'm just someone, early careers, I'm looking to get a job, but I just wanted to connect, nothing. And by giving first, what I mean by that is maybe you've seen something that someone is doing and you think that there's something that can add value. Free of charge, you could say, okay, you know what, I've gone through your website, I've gone through Cloudboosta. I see that anytime we have a call, there's really no one, or anytime we have a class, there's no one handling this. I don't mind handling it. And that leaves an impression in that person's mind. And you see here that I wrote don't spam people, just send a message, and then 3 days after, oh, I'm still here, you've not responded, please can you respond to me? Please, I really need a job. Or things like that. And don't ask too soon, and don't copy and paste requests, right? And maybe the request will not have someone else's name. You want to send a request to me, and then you put I Ife as the beginning, because you're just sending random requests to people. So, and don't ask too soon, because it's necessary for you to build a relationship. It's necessary for you to develop that access with people. And let me give you just different 5-step flywheel that will help you to deepen your relationship, especially on LinkedIn in terms of networking. Number one is you need to find the right people. You need to find the right people. And LinkedIn is a very big platform. It has over 1 billion users. And the way it works is that there's something called first degree connections, which means the people that you are directly connected to. And if your first degree connections react or engage on a post, you get to see it on your post. And the way the platform also works is that the more time you spend on the platform, the more you will find relevant posts, relevant news for your industry, and relevant people. So you need to go on the platform and stay there. Stay means scrolling and looking at, okay, what are people talking about? Who is reposting someone else's post? Who is liking someone else's post? You see a post from someone you admire, you see that they liked another person's post. They must have seen something there for them to like. So you go in there to find, okay, you can even do a list that, okay, I'm in cloud career field, right? Who are the top 10 people in cloud? And then you list them and you say, okay, let me just go and find them on the platform today. So you need to find people, especially people that are in your niche or people that are in the field that you are looking to get into. And then the next thing you need to do is to connect with them. So I've already spoken about personalized connection. And okay, let me not run um, before myself. So, and then the next thing is to converse. And by converse, it might just mean for you to comment and engage on their post. And I tell you what, this is the most one of the fastest way for you to get someone's attention on LinkedIn, especially when you are showing up on their post, their comment section, engaging on their post. And it doesn't have to be LinkedIn alone, right? I'm just using LinkedIn as an example. Let's say, for example, someone on your WhatsApp status, anytime they post, you're always saying, "Oh, wow, that's so great. I thank God for you. Well done." Or you're saying, "Oh wow," you're just usually engaging them. One day they'll be like, "Okay, wow, like thank you so much." Anytime I post something, you're always engaging. So you need to take commenting as a strategy, um and how LinkedIn works as well is that commenting alone can give you as much results as you creating a post on LinkedIn. Yeah, I will repeat that again. You commenting on other people's posts alone can allow people to notice you, can allow people to see you. And people have gotten, jobs, people have gotten speaking sessions just by leaving valuable comments on people. So use the platform to converse, and it doesn't have to be LinkedIn alone. I've just used WhatsApp as an example, or maybe Instagram or Twitter, the X platform as well. Converse, meaningful conversation, because this allow people to notice you. This allow people to be able to, okay, this person is always, interacting with my post, is always putting some one thing on another. And then the next thing is contribute. Contribution can also come in form of commenting, to be honest, because someone might talk about something and then maybe you read an article that buttresses that point. You just put it there to say that, oh wow, this is a very great post. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to put this article as well that I read sometimes back. So contribution, because all this allows people to not see you as a nuisance, especially when you now go to their DM or when you personalize a request to them. And I have an example personally for myself here. There is let me just put the last one, continue. There is a top, well, let me not really call her a content creator. She's like a developer advocate in my organization, but she's very huge on LinkedIn. I think she has maybe about 300,000 followers. And when I started my LinkedIn journey, I and LinkedIn has like the maximum amount of connection that people can accept. I think it's about 30,000 or 50,000. So I know that definitely she's probably over that. So I was looking for a way to get her attention to at least get connected with her. And basically what I started doing is to just all our posts, I'll probably be I first of all I turn on notification for our post. So anytime she put a content on LinkedIn, I will quickly go there to put a comment, Most times she's still on the platform for like 15, 30 minutes after she posted, so she will respond. So I did that for months or weeks or thereabouts, like the post, comments, and all of that, until I felt really confident. Okay, I think she should have noticed me by now. And then I sent a personalized request. And maybe it just took a few days, she accepted. And now we are like directly connected on LinkedIn. So find, connect, converse, contribute, and continue doing that. And this would move you from just randomly adding people to real relationships. Of course, there's also a place of just increasing your connection request. But if we are really talking about networking and you are talking about having meaningful connections, then you've got to do it in the right way to actually build a connection with them and build a relationship with them, rather than just sending them a random or connect with me, or can I have your time? Can you guide me, or can you help me, or anything? Right. So what are 5 reasons that you should post on LinkedIn as a platform? Now, I know I've just spoken about commenting as a strategy, but now let's now talk about LinkedIn as a platform for you to post there in a way to be able to network with people. And I mean, you can ask, so how does me posting on LinkedIn means I'm networking with people? You are, because when you create a post, LinkedIn usually tell me at the end of every week that this is the number of profile viewers I've had, and they will tell me the percentage of the viewers that came from my post, my comments, and my DMs and other interaction. You know, most of them would be from the post that I put on the platform. So people would notice you when you put a post, they will come to your profile, they would, without you even, of course, LinkedIn would tell you, but without you even noticing, there are some people that will not even engage on your content, but they are checking it out, they are seeing it, they won't say anything. So in that way, you are increasing your visibility, and in that way as well, some people will actually just come to your DM to say, "Oh, well, I've noticed you're putting content in about you increasing your skills and you are building this portfolio. You know what? There is this opening. I was wondering if you are looking for a job or something." Or maybe you've even done a post about you actually looking for a job or a career, and that's how you become visible. So, what are some of the reasons why you think, okay, why should I even post on LinkedIn, or why is the platform so huge that everyone is talking about it? The first one is professional intent. So, unlike other platforms, people come to LinkedIn to connect, to learn, and to grow. So, and I believe that all of us on this call, we are 9 to 5 people, we are career people, we are professionals. Um, or even if you're not, right, there are also business people. But the main aim of the platform is, for professionals to connect, for them to learn from others and to grow. And then the next is high value per follower. And what that means is that LinkedIn has very high valuable, high caliber of people. Literally, it's like a 24/7 networking event. And you could be chatting with a CEO or a co-founder of a multinational company. Literally, you could be in the comment section of, someone really big that's gone ahead, and the person will respond to you. That's how big LinkedIn is. So let's take, for example, 1,000 LinkedIn followers is much more greater than 10,000 followers on other platform. And what I mean is that if you're posting and you're consistent on LinkedIn and you have just 1,000 followers, go through the list and you will see the high value of those followers compared to you having like maybe 10,000 followers on other social media platform. So that is how much value that there is on that platform. And then the next is creator arbitrage. Now, LinkedIn has about 1 billion users, but only just 1.5% actually create content. I'll repeat that again. It has about 1 billion users, but only just 1.5% create content. I know that you could be really like, because I go on LinkedIn as there's a lot of posts. I know, but there are actually not a lot of posts because there's not a lot of people posting compared to how much users or how much people there is on the platform. And, someone put it in context for me that if one of your posts gets about 5,000 impressions, if you know Eco Hotel and Suite in Nigeria, I think they have a hall, maybe one of their biggest hall that is about 5,000 people capacity. And the person was posting in context that that's like the biggest hall in Eco Hotel and Suite. And you posted something on LinkedIn and everyone just got your post immediately. Like imagine the number of crowd. And I tell you, you can easily get more than that. So there's low supply on the platform, which means that people can pay more attention to posts that you put on. And the next is LinkedIn is often the first search result when people Google your name or people search, and you can try this. I've tried it for myself as well. So you're trying to improve your personal brand, you're trying to manage your image when you do post on the platform and when you use the platform as well. And imagine you applying for a job and the recruiter is just doing some search on you, and then they see you come up in a professional, personal branding, great way, right? That would really help your visibility in terms of that job. And the last is career compounding. So when you invest in your reputation and personal branding now, you're going to be able to unlock future roles, deals, and partnerships. There's so many speaking requests. There even so many recruiters that have sent a message to me about, oh, this roles, this different companies, this partnership, this and that. So it's compound. You might not see it in 1 month, you might not see it in 2 months, you might not see it in 3 months, but you're leaving a track record, and someone will just come on your profile one day and be like, wow, see all the posts and you've been consistent, and just send you a DM. So there is a compounding effect on the platform. Right. So having said that, what are some of the quick wins in terms of using LinkedIn as an example that you can, different tweaks that you could do? The first is your headline. So what are you putting on your LinkedIn headline basically? And because most recruiters that come on the platform, when they search a particular role or a particular job, depending on what you have on the headline, that would, determine if you will come up in the search or not. So your target, your value, your signal, what are you putting on the headline? You don't need to be an influencer or to even post, but what you put on your headline, when people come on your profile, it would make them to see, okay, this is what this person is all about, this is what you're doing. And then your feature section, what projects have you done? What portfolio? If you're just starting your cloud career, do you have anything in your GitHub? And that's, one of the things that Cloudboosta is going to do for you, right? Like you have group assignments, you have group projects that you can put on your GitHub profile. So all those portfolios, all those projects, you can easily put them in your feature section for people that come to your profile to be able to see. And then the next is think of different posts, think of short videos, think of stories, think of lessons that you could start posting and start putting on the platform. So many people, including myself, use AI to come up with content ideas for the platform. So you could leverage that as well to be able to help you, especially when you are just getting started. But for me personally, I've also found that one of the interesting ways I find content ideas on the platform is to be on the platform because I get inspired by what other people are posting and I'm like, oh wow, okay, I could actually repurpose this post from this person, of course, not copy and paste it, but do it in a very different, totally different way that you won't know that I probably got an inspiration from that post. So, which is one of the reasons why just being on the platform and spending time would really help, because you see other people's posts that are doing so well, that are going viral. What have they done? What did they post? How did they use the image? Of course, it doesn't mean that it will work for you, but it inspires you to see some of the different content ideas. And if we have time, I'll quickly go on the platform, when I'm rounding up, but let's just move on quickly. So now, one of the ways, especially in terms of networking, is to position yourself as valuable. And you must have heard is that, no one is immune, no society is immune to excellence or value. When you position yourself as, okay, I'm coming to add value, people want to listen to you. And how can you do that? One of the ways is, what are the common ground? What are the complements, or what are you offering when you're coming to someone's DM, for example, or you are networking, or maybe there's a recruiter online, you've been on the platform, you've seen this recruiter, you've even commented on some of their posts, but you're coming into their DM for the first time, what can you offer? What common ground do you have, together that you can say, oh, okay, maybe, you studied this, or I studied the same thing, or your organization is trying to offer this, or this is what I can offer, this is my portfolio. If you're very if you're someone that is very active on X, which is the Twitter platform, you see that I think this week there was a post that really blew up about how people have been audacious in their approach to maybe their career or getting at it. How many people saw that post from a very popular investment, should I call her analyst or content creator from Money Africa in Nigeria, Oluwatosi. And she was asking people about what things have they done to, in terms of getting ahead in their career, how have they been audacious? And you could see how people went into other people's DM, or even went physically to some organization to tell them, okay, this is what I can offer, to really go and position themselves as valuable. And most of them, as far as I could see, they were able to get a job at the end of the day. People listened to them. Some people even got rejection from a job in their email, but they fired back, to say that, oh, you're probably missing something. I can do this, I can do that. So you need to find a way to position yourself as valuable. And then the next thing is share your learning. So what labs are you working on? Are you writing a blog, maybe on an article on Medium, for example, or are you working on a document? And an example of this, for example, if you are a member of Cloudboosta family, or if you're thinking of joining Cloudboosta, I'm aware that one of the things you do is group projects, group assignments. You work on on labs, practical hands-on labs. So some of those you could put them together and say that, oh, just starting my cloud career, and with Cloudboosta today, I learned and built an Amazon S3 bucket, connected it to DynamoDB and all of that. That is you position yourself as valuable, because you're putting on the platform, and people are saying, okay, this person is actually learning. This person can actually okay, thank you, Fair. That this person is actually putting a lot of value of what they can do. And then the next thing is about contributing. How do you contribute to the open source community? And connecting with people. I've spoken about this, connecting, commenting with other people as well. And then just very quickly, for some of you, you probably also need to look for mentors and sponsors to help and guide you on the journey. And what mentors will do for you is to develop and guide you, and then, sponsor will advocate for you. And then also, mentors would usually focus on you being ready for, just holding your hand for you to be ready for that job opportunity. And a sponsor would help you to focus on opportunity, right? And these are some of the places where you can find, I'm running because of their time. These are some of the places where you can find some mentors and sponsors. But in terms of networking, what I would say to this is, especially when you are looking for someone to mentor you, especially when you are not in a room with them, they are online, you need to, think about, how can I give first, or how can I just engage with them and just be there. Nothing, don't spam them, don't rush, but how can I just add value, or just go into their DM to say, I love what you're doing, keep it up. I mean, I'm loving your content, and nothing else. So think of ways that you can actually show progress between the chats, and how you can actually add value to people. And then later on, when the opportunity arises, they might even be the one asking you to say, oh, how's your journey going? How are you doing? And then you can use the opportunity to ask them to, be your sponsor, your mentor, for example. Right. So how can you network in large events? And maybe you are in a large rooms, for example. Let me just put all of them in. Now, what I would advise is, especially when you are going for an in-person event now, research some of the speakers that are coming to that event. Practice an intro pitch for yourself that you can easily just, when you are meeting people and you are shaking them, oh, what do you do? You are not scrambling your head to say, oh, what do I do? I actually do this. So practice like an intro that you can remember, research on, okay, these are three people that are speaking there. Okay, I'm trying to meet them. If you are not able to meet them at the events, don't force your way to it. Just take note of your LinkedIn profile, for example. Ask questions when you are in the event. If you can, take notes, raise your hand. If they allow it, ask questions. That will put you in the heart of people. And maybe later you can just send them a LinkedIn message. I was the one that asked the question during the program. It was great. And, these are ways that you can network, especially at events. I know for some, you're probably not an outgoing person, but sometimes you've just got to push yourself out of your comfort zone to network. I know that sometimes it's not easy, and online network is probably easier than networking in a room, but sometimes you've got to push yourself and, you know, meet those people, connect with them. And most of them will also make you feel comfortable and not, fidgeting where you're probably connecting with them as well. So, but most especially memorize and think about, okay, how can I introduce myself? What do I want to bring to them? If someone asks me, how can I help? Or where are you on your journey? Right. And to wrap up, I just want to give a challenge for anyone that is up to it, right? So let's say, we're running like a 30-day networking sprint. So go on your LinkedIn profile, for example. Let's use LinkedIn as a case study. How does your profile looks? How does your intro looks? Personally as well, if I meet you in an event, do you even have an intro? Do you have an elevator pitch that you can tell me about yourself and how I can help you? But if you go on LinkedIn, take out a list of maybe 10 people that you want to connect with in just 1 week. Go on the platform, see, okay, who are the people in my field? Connect with them. Week two, think of a portfolio that you want to build. If you're a part of Cloudboosta, even great for you. You have amazing instructors. Build a portfolio, put it online. Think of two valuable DMs that you want to send to people. You've heard me say try to personalize it. Those spam people come from a place of value or come from a place of complimenting them on what they've been doing online and allow the conversation to flow from there. Then week three, you can choose to have a meetup, whether online, a coffee chat. If those conversation progresses well, or have a coffee chat in person as well, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in the UK, to say, oh, can we meet for this? But if not, I think online is probably much easier and much faster these days. And then by week four, if you're up for it, push yourself to at least ask two or one person to be a mentor, to guide you, to help you. And if they say, oh, maybe not now, that's perfectly fine. Or just sending random thank yous to people maybe that are engaging in your post, and someone that you see, maybe the person is a recruiter, the person is, gone ahead in terms of their career, but you see their comments on maybe one of your posts, for example, oh, thank you so much for your engagement on your post, really appreciate it, and that's it. But then you allow the conversations to go there. So you could, for anyone that is up for it, you could take this as a starter challenge for you to actually push yourself to network. And if you want to take it further as well, you could have accountability partners. For example, for anyone in Cloudboosta, you have group members. So you could pair up with someone to say, okay, you know what, can we work together to make this work, to push ourselves to network or to attend events? Some of you are probably not attending any in-person networking events this year. So to attend events, whether virtually or online. And it's important because when you don't take actions on some of these things, it could fall off the track. And just rounding up, last slides, I saw this quote, I think yesterday somewhere, but I just wanted to bring it up and round up with this. And it is by, very, renowned and someone I, celebrate and honor very much, Bishop David Oyedepo. And he said that giants don't rise overnight, they rise over time. But it is not what you know that changes you, but what you do with what you know. So I want to leave you with this quote to remember, because all of the information you've received, at the end of the day, you need to take action. You need to do something with the knowledge you have. You need to either go on the platform on LinkedIn, connect with people on your WhatsApp, or go for that event that you have been thinking, oh, should I register? Should I not register? And yeah, thank you so much for having me. I don't know if we have time for any questions, but I'll stay back hopefully to the end. Thank you, Ife.
Thank you so much, Olushola. So we'll be going to the Q&A session, and Mimi will just be taking over from here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Shola. How has the session been, you guys? Oh, sorry, my video was off. Thank you so much, Shola. Can we have one word for the session in the chat box while we go prepare to go into the Q&A session? How was it for you guys? I mean, even me, I'm like, wow, okay. I learned so many new things. Thank you so much, Shola. That was a really good session. Can we see your feedback? Someone says fantastic. Someone says nice presentation. Amazing. Okay, insightful. Exactly. That's exactly how we found it, Shola. Thank you so much. So all the questions are on Slido, and I'm just going to go straight into the Q&A session. And also, yeah, people are saying really good. We really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And I personally learned a lot that I'm going to implement. Okay, I think you can stop sharing your screen, and then we just go straight into the question. So someone is saying that I'm just going to ask, okay, I don't know anyone at all. How do I start networking from scratch? Let me combine that with another question. I think you've answered it already anyway, because that's exactly what the session was. But let me combine it. Someone says that, how do I connect with cloud professionals without feeling like I'm begging? So, and of course, it doesn't have to be cloud alone, whatever field people are in, sometimes you're like, I don't want to be a hassle, So what would you say to that, please?
Okay, if you don't know anyone at all, for example, if it's LinkedIn, for example, do you have a profile to start with? So can you work on your profile, and at least there's so many resources online as well on YouTube. So, but your headline, your picture, really nice professional picture, your about section. Once you've worked on your profile, then you can at least get on the platform, connect with me, connect with Gbemi, connect with Cloudboosta to start with. and the way LinkedIn works is that on your feed, you begin to see any posts we are engaging with, and then you begin to build your network that way. I know that it might sound cliche or something like that, especially if you don't know anyone, but you've got to start at least connecting with people. Another thing you could do is, if there are organizations you really want to work for or you really love, you could go to their company page on LinkedIn and look for people there to connect with, to at least start building your connection request. But if you don't know anyone at all, that's perfectly fine. You could go on the platform and at least start connecting with anyone you know, or go on a company page to probably look for some people that work in the same field as yours. If you're a cloud professional, it's probably much easier. There are some groups on LinkedIn that are full of cloud professionals that you could connect to. But I would say, if you're a cloud professional, basically you could even start from Cloudboosta family. Like, everyone in Cloudboosta, especially if you're a member of Cloudboosta, you can go and tell them, everyone, maybe, do you guys have like a Slack or a group? You could say that, please drop your LinkedIn profile. I want to connect with all of you. WhatsApp community, exactly. You could ask them to, drop their LinkedIn profile, and that's how you begin to network with people. But the effect is that when they comment or engage with other people's posts, you begin to see it. And that is where I personally connect with other people that are very valuable, because when I see Gbemi commenting on maybe a manager's post or someone high up there, I don't just check Gbemi's likes and say, oh, okay, she likes this person, so I just coach. I go and look at that person. Also check their profile, check what are the posts that they are also react. So the effect just goes like that. And that's why I said you need to spend time on the platform, because it helps you to discover more people, and then you connect with them. If they have a lot of connection requests, maybe thousands, 100,000s, you might not be able to connect with them, or they won't answer you. You could just follow them so that you see their posts, and you can start commenting on their posts and engaging with them until that opportunity comes for you to then connect directly with them.
Absolutely. So start from us. Start from people on the call. Go and follow Cloudboosta. Follow all the people on that Cloudboosta. Follow me. I mean, connect to me, connect to Shola. I will accept your connection request, and gradually you're building your profile. Thank you so much, Shola. Please, I'll combine these 3 questions together just because of
Okay,
time.
no
So someone is
problem.
saying, what if I network but people just ignore me? How do I handle rejection? And then another person is saying, isn't networking useless if you don't already have connections? I think you've covered that already. Then another person is saying, what if I'm introverted or socially anxious? Can I still succeed in networking for cloud jobs? So we're talking about handling rejection. Someone is saying that is networking isn't it useless if you don't already have connections? And someone is talking about being introverted and socially anxious. How can they still succeed in networking?
Okay, handling rejections, to be honest, yes. I've sent DMs to people that they never responded. But let me give you an example, practical example of that rejection, so that you don't take it too personal sometimes. So this year in February, I went to Qatar for a trip to actually attend an event just to network. I know. I just basically went to network. So, but before I went, there's a CEO and a founder of an organization that I've been following on LinkedIn. He was going to speak, I mean, a main guest speaker. He was going to speak there. So what I started doing a month or two before is I started engaging him on LinkedIn, commenting, liking his posts, engaging. He accepted my request, all well and good, but I sent him a DM to say, hi, I'll be attending this event in Qatar. I would love to meet you. Guys, he didn't reply at all. I was like, hey, this person reply. But do you know that when I got there and I went to their stand, they are one of the premier sponsors for that event. Really huge stand. I went there and I mean, I found my way around and I got to him and I said, oh, I connected with you on LinkedIn. And he said, I know you. I'm like, really? So he actually knows me. I actually took notes, but he didn't respond. And I was just curious that why did this man respond to my DM? And he was like, I know you. Come, let's take a picture. And then, I mean, if you check through my LinkedIn profile, you see a picture there from what but he didn't respond to my DM. So don't take rejection too personal. People might have seen, like Gbemi now, she said her week has been busy. She might have seen your message, but it just fell off the crack. You know how people read WhatsApp message and forget to respond. So don't take rejection too personal. After like maybe 7 days or 21 days, you can say, oh, I know that you might have been busy, but just putting this up, to your DMs again, I would love to connect and just leave it as that. So find a very good way to handle rejection. Don't think of people as bad or anything. Things might be going on in their lives that you also don't know about, but you can just nudge them or ask them again. And then if you are introverted, you need to you need to push yourself to out of that introvert. But anyways, you need to probably look for people that can help you, maybe friends that can hold your hands, that can say, okay, you know what, there's this event happening. There are some people like that, they will drag you out to say, there's this event happening, baby, let's go. You have to go. Let's go and network. Let's go. So find people in your circle that can help you or push you. But if it's online, then you've got to show up. You could also just have accountability partners. And for the last one, if you don't have any connection at all, start from people that you know around you. I want to know the context, or I mean, if you're part of Cloudboosta, ask for people in Cloudboosta, start connecting with them. And like I said, when you're on the platform and spending time on the platform, you will see people to connect to. Also, I didn't have time to share my screen, but LinkedIn has a tab called Network or My Network. And if you go there, it's going to recommend people for you that you can network with or that you can connect to. And that might be your starting point, for example. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Perfect answers. And I hope you guys are getting answers to your questions. So I'll combine 2 questions this time around, Shola. Someone says, cloud sounds great, but is it realistic to switch careers if I've been in another industry for over 10 years? And someone else is saying, how do I convince recruiters to take me seriously when I don't have a previous tech experience? So
Right.
these are new into the field, yes.
Okay, so if you've not heard of my story before, I studied international economics and finance. So number one, it is very possible to switch from another industry totally. And I mean, I came from my master's, in the UK. I studied international economics and finance. And afterwards, I just started as a data analyst doing like advanced Excel and Excel. So to answer your question, it is very possible to switch from another industry with 10 years. And that's also why you have like a platform like Cloudboosta to hold your hands and to help you. For me personally, I didn't have an opportunity to use a platform like this. It was self-learning. I sat down with my laptop and I was learning and building and doing all the certifications. And also, second question is around how do you convince a recruiter? I think generally, the way to convince a recruiter or anyone really is to position yourself as valuable. What portfolio have you built? What certifications do you have? What boot camp program have you joined? What have you built? Like, what do you have to offer? And that's why, I heard this quote from someone that said, sometimes success is not something that we we chase after, but you build yourself to a version that those people are looking for. And what do I mean by that? Let me just give you a very simple roadmap. Now, you can go on job platforms like LinkedIn, look for about 10 to 20 jobs, to apply for them. Just look at the requirement sections of those jobs and highlight 3 to 5 skills that is very reoccurring, all of them, and begin to build yourself in them. That is a way to convince a recruiter because you can go there to say that, okay, even though I didn't study anything computer science or software engineer, but I've been able to build this, I've been able to build that, I've been able to do these certifications, and I meet all the requirements for your job. What else are you looking for? So those are the ways to convince, and that's exactly what I did. I had to do like 4 certifications just in 1 year. I had to get experience within the NHS when I was still working there. I had to speak to a director to help me to do like a 6 months, internship with them just to quickly build my portfolio and experience. So I hope I've been able to answer this question. But generally, especially if you are starting out, we've seen people that studied English. I mean, Gbemi can tell you, we've seen people that studied law. I did economics and finance. So very much possible for you to switch, but you just need the right information, the right platform to be able to help you so that, it doesn't really take time and then, you don't get discouraged and then it helps you to accelerate your journey and much faster as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Now let's get into people that are asking questions about jobs, related to cloud. Someone is saying that isn't AI and automation going to replace cloud jobs anyway? I'll combine it with 2 more questions. And then someone
Okay.
is saying that if cloud is in high demand, why do I keep seeing rejections when I apply? And then another person is saying that everyone says that cloud jobs are booming, but why are there still people with cloud certifications who cannot find jobs? I'd like to chip in once you finish your answer as well, Shola.
Okay.
Please go ahead. Those are the questions. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just putting them down. Okay. AI replacing cloud jobs. Okay, what you need to know, and this is me working in the field of cloud computing. I work with AWS. You can go and check what that, AWS is. AWS has the largest market share in cloud computing. And, what we are seeing is that AI is even helping cloud computing jobs. And I will explain why. The reason is that AI infrastructure needs a foundation to be built upon. All the AI automation and everything you are seeing, it needs an infrastructure, and that infrastructure is cloud. I'll give you an example. If you are very conversant with the stock market, Oracle stock went up 40%, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was basically a news about data centers. And what's cloud providers doing? They are building data centers all around, cloud and everything. If you go to the US as well, you see a lot of companies doing investments in AI. But what you need to know is that all the AI infrastructure and automation that is being built needs cloud as an infrastructure for it to be built upon. Because people don't want to build things in on-prem environment anymore. They don't want to pay huge license to Microsoft for different things. They just want to use the cloud to build things that can easily scale, can easily manage all your AI automation. All the AIs, different chips, GPUs, but you don't want to put them on prem because that would, they won't be able to scale faster. So what I'm just trying to say in a nutshell is that AI needs cloud infrastructure to be put upon it. So definitely we'll still need a lot of cloud professionals like yourself to be able to help organizations. The second question was about rejection. I understand that, and about class certifications without jobs. Definitely, I understand that it can be hard, but I think what I usually tell people to encourage them is sometimes it is not you, it is just the job market as a whole. And I'm saying that with a good heart. I've mentored people, like I know them, they've put in the work, they have the certification, but they are still looking for jobs. So what do you say to that? So sometimes it is not really yourself. It is probably the fact that they don't want to sponsor and you are looking for sponsorship, or maybe that job is actually an internal job, but you don't know it because you are not within the organization. Or maybe they are looking for people that have more experience. So I know that rejections are really hard. I've gone through rejection myself, so I definitely understand. I think when I was applying for jobs, I applied to one organization, 60 applications, and I didn't still get a job. So rejections are hard, but sometimes you need to give yourself grace that it might not be me. It might just be the holistic job market environment. It might be that organization, they are not looking for, but just keep going and keep applying. Look for people that are around to, encourage you. Gbemi, you wanted to chip in
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. I think very well said, Shola. And honestly, the fact that you're getting rejections also means that there are roles that you're applying to, right? It's just that it's not coming through yet. So I would say that while you're waiting on that journey to landing that cloud job, just make sure that you're building your portfolio. Just like we've talked about networking today, you're learning more new things, you're adding more. I mean, rejections can be for the reasons that Shola has said, right? Make sure that each job that you're applying for, the next time you're applying for another job in the next couple of weeks, the version of you that is applying is different because you've improved, you've added more skills, you've done this. Keep doing your certifications, keep going. The jobs are out there. Yes, there may be rejections on the way. It is part of the journey. Please don't be discouraged, like Shola has said, right? Just keep going and until you land that dream opportunity. But yes, there are opportunities available. Thank you so much, Shola. So someone is asking, I know there are lots of questions about program at Cloudboosta. I'll take it at the end. But someone is asking, this question is so funny. Someone says that, is it really possible for somebody, I can't find, okay, one second. Okay, yeah, I found it. Yeah. Do companies really hire people from non-tech backgrounds, or that is just a marketing hype? And I want to combine that with someone who is saying that can networking really help me land that a remote cloud job? I think you've covered it already, but you can just touch on. So someone is saying that, is it just a marketing hype? Can companies really hire someone that doesn't have a tech background? And another person is saying that, can networking really help land? Let me just say something on that. Like, for me, LinkedIn, I've gotten about 2 or 3 jobs strictly from LinkedIn, right? And this came from, posting regularly, and in that season anyway, posting regularly, and people, your profile gaining attention. People are saying that, oh, you're doing this, you're organizing free webinars, you're doing this, you're doing that, your profile is up to date, we can see the things that you've done before, we can give you a chance. So I've been approached on LinkedIn before. So it's not a facade. It is true. You can get your job on LinkedIn following the strategies that, Shola has described. Not just LinkedIn, even other platforms as well. Twitter too. I mean, you never can tell, but put yourself out there. That's what we're saying. So yes, it is possible. And the idea of, is it just a marketing facade? And most of us in cloud didn't even have a tech background, but there's a way to go about it, which I'll talk about. But yeah, people without tech backgrounds are actually landing jobs. It is very true. Shola, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gbemi. And I didn't have a tech background, like I said. But yeah, in 1 minute. So my story, basically, I did economics and finance in my master's. Then my first job here in the UK was with the NHS as a data analyst. And then from there, I built a career path around data analytics, data science, and all of that. But in 2021, don't forget, I didn't have a tech background. I didn't do computer science or software engineering. I did economics and finance. But in 2021, I was reading about cloud computing, I was very interested in it. And then I decided to switch and transition to that career path by myself. So there was a job opening within the NHS, cloud data engineer. I didn't apply for it, but I spoke to the person that put up the job. And then he linked me up with another director within our organization, and she told me to come and do about 6 months internship with them and see if it's something I liked. Now, within that period, I did 4 Microsoft Azure certifications. Take note of what I said. I didn't say AWS. Microsoft Azure certifications. Then I built my experience with them. We were migrating data. And then after 1 year, I decided, okay, I want to work for one of the major cloud providers, so Microsoft, Google, or AWS. And I got my job with the AWS without ever touching anything that relates to AWS at all. I've never done any certifications with AWS. I didn't know anything there. I've never built anything. I've only done certifications in Microsoft Azure and had experience with Azure. But what AWS was looking for wasn't even my tech background. They were just looking for, okay, do I have any industry-specific knowledge or experience or certification? So definitely it is possible. I've seen many people where I work. Of course, I won't lie to you. There's so many people, software engineer, computer science, they are there. But to say that it is not possible for a non-tech, no, it is possible. And I'm a living proof of that. There are so many people that have switched career paths, definitely that didn't do anything tech related or anything software or coding, but they built themselves and completely switched their career, which is, what Cloudboosta is also providing as well to help you.
Thank you so much, Shola. Thank you. So I'll quickly take some Cloudboosta questions and then I'll come back to questions for Shola as well. So someone is asking, does Cloudboosta teach DevOps too or just cloud? We teach both cloud computing and DevOps tools at Cloudboosta. Someone is saying that, do your alumni actually land cloud jobs? If they do, is it Nigeria or only in the UK? Yes, our alumni land cloud jobs. We have alumni in Nigeria who have gotten cloud jobs, and we have alumni in the UK and other countries as well who have gotten cloud jobs. Someone is saying, is your program suitable for people outside the UK or Nigeria? Of course, yes. I mean, we have students from all over the world. We have students from the US, I think recently we had a student from Saudi Arabia, South Africa, everywhere, all parts of the world, and different nationalities as well. So we cater to everyone. It's just that we work with the UK time zone specifically. Our classes start at 9 o'clock. Right. So and then we just encourage people in other times to just endure, sometimes it's midnight for them, but they just join anyway. So I mean, thinking about the benefits. Someone is saying that how do I get started with Cloudboosta after attending this webinar? I'll combine that with when is your next cohort? How long is your training program? When is your next one-day bootcamp? I can see those questions. Someone is even asking that what makes Cloudboosta different from other online cloud platforms? Okay. Someone is saying that, will you have another free one-day class? I missed the last opportunity, unfortunately. And yeah, I would like to take the one of, what if I'm not just smart enough to understand cloud computing? And I will let Shola answer that as well. So for all questions related to Cloudboosta, right? Because I've seen so many of them. I'll give what we do at Cloudboosta is that we actually take you on that journey from where you are to become a competent cloud DevOps professional, right? So whether you have a non-tech background or you have a tech background, we have programs designed for both category of people. So people that have a tech background, we have a fixed 15 weeks training for you, and those with no tech background, a 20 weeks program for you. All of our programs, what really makes us different from all online platforms, other platforms, is the level of support that you get from us, right? We are with you all. I mean, that's one of the things. We are with you every step of the way. Most times, if you enroll for a program, you see the people at the beginning, at the end, they're asking, what have you? That's even if they ask you, I mean, you've enrolled, you've paid, and that's it. But Cloudboosta, we're with you every step of the way. Every week, we're having contact with you, ensuring that you're progressing your tech journey. And then we also help you put your CV together, put your LinkedIn profile together, and we hold your hands until you land that dream job. We also have a very powerful alumni community, which we encourage everyone to be a part of. So I keep working on projects and keep boosting your profile until you get that job that you desire. So that's just, I'll still come back to talk about Cloudboosta at the end, but I've seen so many questions. I didn't want to keep ignoring it. So we'll still talk about it a lot at the end, but I think I've covered a lot of questions. So please, Shola, I want you to talk about what if I'm not smart? Someone is saying that what if I'm not smart enough to understand cloud computing, and then combining with what parts or projects of cloud computing must I know or do to land both a junior cloud role and a senior cloud role? Yeah.
Right. Okay. We have limited time.
Yeah.
So I mean, cloud, for example, a program like Cloudboosta, we are not looking for the most smart, like the smartest person. The fact that you can operate a computer, you can join this alone is fine. The courses and cloud things are structured in a ways for you to be able to understand. So I think, it's probably more of a mindset thing, in terms of saying I'm not smart enough. You are smart, right? For you to be able to join the call and be able to be a part of this. So I want you to see it that way and encourage yourself with that. And we are not looking for the smartest. We are not looking for computer gurus. We are actually looking for people that don't know anything and they are teachable, to say that, guys, please hold my hands and help me out in that. So, and in terms of what part of the cloud, I mean, there are different tech domains that you need to know. Um, Things like software development, things like data and analytics, storage, networking, security. These are different tech domains that I would encourage you to have at least a general knowledge about, especially when you are just starting out. Cloudboosta is also going to take you through, some of the parts of all these tech domains as well when you're starting, because those are foundational level of IT in general. And understanding them will help you to build on top of that foundation to help you to understand cloud much better.
Thank you so much, Shola. Just two more questions for you, which I'll combine, and then we'll wrap it up from your end, and then I'll take all the remaining Cloudboosta questions. Thank you so much, Shola. It's so amazing having you. Someone says that in your slide, networking at events and large rooms, could you kindly provide more explanation on 6 bullet points, especially the last 3? So I don't know if we can quickly go over it. And then someone is saying, what are some effective strategies for creating a high impact post that gets noticed when I'm just junior and I want to avoid posting spam posts? So someone wants you to expatiate on a specific slide, and someone is saying, how do I create that high impact post? That post that would blow. How do I create
I mean, yeah, we don't have to be honest, we probably don't have time for that, for the posts. If you want to, I mean, LinkedIn is a whole algorithm and strategy. But I would give you one tip, right? Make it readable. Format it in a way that is very readable. You can go and check my post to see what I mean. Don't just write a paragraph that people can really read, because most people on LinkedIn use their phone on the platform. So format it in a way that is very readable. And then another tip is the first 2 lines are the hooks, because you see that LinkedIn has a button that says see more. So if you don't capture your audience in those first 2 lines, you already lost them. And then you want to accompany your post by using an image, a diagram, a picture of you, because that's another level of hook that you can use to capture someone. But we don't have time. But I'll basically say just stay on the platform. You will see some posts that even you say, oh wow, okay, this is really good. Like maybe I should, this inspires me. Let me purpose. So staying on the platform would also help you. And then the first questions were around networking at events and large rooms. What I was basically saying around there was around introducing yourself, one sentence to say, hi, my name is Olushola Oladipupo. I'm a solutions architect with AWS. I've been at AWS for about 3 years now, and I have a data analytics background. I really love your session. I would love to connect. I know that you might have like a lot of people connect with you, but fine, I don't have to speak to you today, but if I could just connect with you on LinkedIn and then we can speak on later on. So, but what I was trying to bring up on that slide was, try when you're going for events, especially in person, have a sort of intro in your head for yourself that you can speak to people. What are you looking for? What stage are you? Not to say that, okay, they're asking you questions. Oh, okay, so what stage are you in your career? Be like, I'm not really sure. So I'm just saying that try to prep as much as you can. And if they are the speaker, most especially, write notes during their session and say something within the session that really resonated with you. They will really be happy to hear that, because it means that at least someone listened to them, and then you can then connect with them that way. And if it's online, then you have even more time to probably, write your maybe 3 lines and refine it before you send it to their DM.
Thank you so much, Shola. Can we say
Yeah, and
thank you, Shola? Okay, sorry, go on.
sorry, just one more thing before I run. Because I need to be somewhere by 8. So one more thing I wanted to mention is that, so AWS, interestingly, also have a version of Cloudboosta, but of course, the cost is very wide and is only available in the US. But that's me trying to tell you that a platform like this is very important for AWS themselves. I've had presentations with them, so they also have an internal bootcamp to help people that are switching or that are starting their careers in cloud. So which means they also see an importance of actually building and helping people. Of course, it's a lot more expensive, in AWS, and is just US based. But just telling you that platforms like Cloudboosta is very important to be able to help, especially early careers or people that are trying to switch to tech as well. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much, Shola. It's been amazing having you. Can we say thank you to Shola in the chat box? And I go straight into all your remaining questions. Thank you so much, Shola. It's been amazing. Thank you for answering our questions. And thank you for sharing from your vast amount of knowledge. Make sure you connect with Shola on LinkedIn. Make sure his LinkedIn profile is right in our chat box. And Shola, we are saying thank you so much. Thank you. So very quickly, I'll just run through all the questions you guys have. Many of you are asking questions about how do I get started? I can see a question. I'm in cloud security. How do I get started? Don't worry, I'm still answering questions. How can I get into cloud security? How can I begin my journey in cloud security? Someone is saying that is it compulsory to learn a programming language before transitioning into DevOps? You actually have to learn at least a programming language, but you can understand, you can be taught. That's what we do at Cloudboosta, which I'll talk about shortly. And then someone is saying that currently I'm learning AWS CCP, that's Cloud Practitioner, right? And I'll do my certification afterwards. Can all this land me in a job? I have a decade of experience in IT support and admin. Someone is saying, I want to transition into cloud DevOps, but I currently work as an application support engineer. How do I succeed? How do I progress from here, right? So for everyone that is asking questions about switching, that's exactly what we do at Cloudboosta. Some of you already have a background, some of you have no background. For example, the person who has experience in IT support wants to do his education and switch. You also need more skills apart from what you have already. So if you have a tech background already, we recommend you for what we call our Cloud DevOps Accelerator course at Cloudboosta. And if you do not have any background at all, I moved into Cloud DevOps from mechanical engineering as well. I didn't have a background in tech, even though of course I was in the engineering field. So for non-tech background, we encourage you to join our comprehensive course, right? And the major difference is really around the duration and how we deliver the course. But for all our courses, guys, some of you are asking, do we help with job applications? Of course we do. And we recommend you for job opportunities as well. When you work with us at Cloudboosta, what we give you, you're coming to class every Saturday and you're being exposed to lectures, you're exposed to, practical cloud computing sessions. If I tell you that you can become a cloud professional without a tech background, I'm essentially saying that there are things that you need to do, even though you do not have a tech background, that can get you from where you are to where you want to be. And Cloudboosta is the one that fills that gap. So being a part of our training program, you're exposed to lectures on cloud computing, you're exposed to hands-on projects on cloud computing, and all of this is adding to your experience. So if you don't have a tech background, you can build it. That's what we're saying, and that's what Cloudboosta will help you do. I don't want you to think that you cannot understand it. We have people from different backgrounds, people that study philosophy, engineering, arts courses, even dentistry, different courses. They've come to our training program, they've learned, and then they've been able to build their portfolio with us and then land their dream job. So when you're with us at Cloudboosta, all your time with us, whether you enroll for your 15 weeks program, which is the accelerator course for people with a tech background, or you enroll for the non-tech background one, which is the comprehensive cloud DevOps course, your time with us class passes for work experience in the cloud DevOps field. So when you're applying for job opportunities, you're not starting from scratch. You have Cloudboosta on your CV, right? We're giving you referrals, we're preparing you. We run, you know, live simulations of interview sessions. We also look into your CV. We do sessions like this with you. Everyone that teaches you at Cloudboosta, they're all people who are practicing cloud DevOps, right? I'm a cloud DevOps manager at PwC. So everyone, we have people from AWS, people from Microsoft, all of them are teaching you from their wealth of knowledge in the industry. You can ask them any question that you want, and we give you that support that helps you to land your dream job. So the next step is for you to reach out to us. Well, you can reach out to any of our program advisors to let them know which one you're interested in. And most importantly, I would like to specially invite all of you for our free Cloud DevOps Bootcamp next Saturday. Not this one, next Saturday, 20th of September. I saw many questions on that. I missed the last one. Good news, we have another free Cloud DevOps Bootcamp coming up 20th of September. Join us. We are going to expose you into what we do at Cloudboosta. It's completely free of charge. It's going to be half a day of actually building solutions on the cloud and you being able to practically understand what we're talking about. Now, if you have a background in application, someone is saying, how do I get into cloud security from scratch or anything cloud? You need to understand cloud computing first. You need to get started. You need a bit of programming to get into DevOps. You need someone that will help you get started. And that's what we do at Cloudboosta. Even if you have a background in tech, you still need to learn the various DevOps tools that we teach. For example, we'll teach you Git and GitHub. We teach you Linux. We teach you Python from scratch. You can understand it. We teach you as though you do not have a background, right? If you do not have. So that's what we do. We teach you all this and we break it down in such a way that you would understand it. I always say that the difference between people that think a course is difficult and otherwise, I believe very strongly that a teacher makes a difference. Just take your mind back to your secondary school days. Some courses you thought were difficult, it was simply the person that was teaching you. And at Cloudboosta, we've learned how to break this concept down such that you understand it, right? So sign up for our bootcamp happening on Saturday, 20th of September. You're going to spend half a day with us. You're just going to be building solutions on the cloud completely free of charge, right? You're going to be with us at Cloudboosta, and we cannot wait to have you experience this journey with us. So, of course, during our Cloud DevOps Bootcamp on 20th of September, you're going to understand the basics of cloud computing. You will launch your first cloud project with us. You get a detailed roadmap for your cloud journey. You will hear transition stories of successful people. And of course, you have a Q&A session. We'll play fun cloud games, and there are also exciting prizes to be won. So I believe that I've answered all the questions now. If I've still not answered your question, maybe you can ask it again. But yeah, your next step is to sign up for our bootcamp, and then from there onwards, you can enroll for our training. Oh, someone is asking, when does it start? So our Cloud DevOps Accelerator course starts end of comprehensive Cloud DevOps course starts last Saturday of September, and the Accelerator course starts last Saturday of October. But join us on 20th of September, right? We're going to spend the whole half a day with you from 9 a.m. to around 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., depending on how much time we spend. You're going to be with us building solutions on the cloud, and you experience cloud practically, okay? If you want to transition from a different field, join us on Saturday. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been such a beautiful time with us. I don't want to spend more time. Reach out to any of our program advisors. Tell them you want to be a part of the bootcamp, and we'll have you registered. And if you you've made up your mind, you're going to do the training, please go ahead and let them know which course you want to enroll for. They will share more details with you. And every other detail that has not been shared today, we'll talk about it during our bootcamp next week, Saturday, 20th of September. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you so much for staying till the end, and see you next week, Saturday. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely Friday evening. Go and have fun. Some of you are going to the club. Some of you are going to stay home and watch movies like me. Please enjoy whatever you decide to do with your Friday evening, and we'll meet again next week, Saturday. Thank you, everyone. Bye.